win against Philly, win against Washington. Then I've got back-to-back wins again.
I got to take a temperature, man.
Is he all right?
Because you're tripping. Your list is it's ridiculous. Over the last 20 years or so, they're not an on-the-road winning team. When the last time you seen the Lions win on the road? Is their offense good enough to balance a sorry defense? Because right now their defense is sorry.
Before I do NFC North standings, let me do my game-by-game predictions. Here we go. We open up. I think this
Look at that.
is a
great job,
I
Fletch.
think the Lions are going to start 4-1. That is where a lot of people will look at me like I'm crazy, but I think they're going to surprise some people and beat the Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to beat the Eagles on opening day, and then they're going to get to the Washington Commanders, Washington football team the second week, win that game. No Chase Young in that game. And again, with Philadelphia, it's my opinion. Philadelphia is a Super Bowl contender. I believe that. But what did Lomas Brown say? He said their quarterback. They have one question mark at the quarterback position. Well, I got news for you. The most important position in sports is the quarterback position. You can be good everywhere else. If you don't got a quarterback, there's no guarantee. So I think it's going to take some time for Jalen Hurts to acclimate to his new weapons. They just got a cornerback today, Philadelphia did, but maybe it'll take him some time to adjust. So win against Philly, win against Washington, go to Minnesota and lose. Then I've got back-to-back wins again. Home against Seattle, at New England. New England's a disaster. Might win 5-6 games this year. That coaching staff is as bad as they've ever been under Bill Belichick. Period, end of story.
They're a 7-point favorite, by the way.
That's fine.
All right.
Against the Lions?
Yeah.
Well, take the Lions all day.
Okay.
Absolutely. Then you've got the bye week, and then I've got back-to-back losses. So I don't have the Lions losing more than 2 games in a row. Can we see that? Can the people see that for me, Fletch? I don't have them losing more than 2 games in a row at any point in the season. They go at Dallas, lose, versus Miami, lose, and then 3 straight wins. Green Bay at home, at Chicago, at New York. Gonna get walloped on Thanksgiving against Buffalo. Then you beat Jacksonville, lose again to Minnesota. 2 losses to Minnesota I have. I think the Jets might surprise some people this year. I can't go 6-0 against the quote-unquote 6 easiest teams on the Lions schedule. I got to give them a loss somewhere. I'm going to do it at New York in the Jets.
Why don't you make them lose at New England instead?
Because I don't believe in the New England coaching staff. Thank you.
But they're not playing.
They are playing. At Carolina, win. Chicago win, then they lose. With the division on the line, they lose at Green Bay.
It's classic.
And where does 10-7 put them? 10-7 puts them tied with the Minnesota Vikings, but by virtue of going 0-2 to Minnesota, the Vikings will win the NFC North Division, followed by Detroit. And then Green Bay, I told you all along, 7-win football team, putting my money where my mouth is.
Yep.
And I think the Bears will be one of the worst teams in the league at 4-13. Braylon, your reaction.
React. There he goes.
Phil, I got to check. Let me check your heart. I got to check your temperature, man.
Is he all right?
Because you're tripping.
Is he okay?
You're
tripping, he says.
You're tripping, Ryan Ermanni. I had to go over there and check your temperature, make sure you're okay. And everything seems to be in working order, so it's not that. It's just you. I just disagree with you. That's all. You put those back up there for me, because I'm doing mine tomorrow, so I'll run through my whole process tomorrow. I'm going to just kind of look at these right now. I think the biggest thing with the Detroit Lions for me is the defensive side of the ball. And I like a lot of these teams, so, you said Philly. Philly's going to be a tough one for them. Like, it's going to be a really tough game. I know that Philly comes here, but you're talking about a powerful offense. And Lomas Brown talked about Jalen Hurts is the guy that you're worrying about, the quarterback position. Well, Jalen Hurts is going to get better. He's gotten better from his first year to his second year. Last year, over 4,000 yards of offense, only 9 interceptions, and he's only going to get better this year. Adding A.J. Brown, who is a guy a lot of people forget about, the defensive line for Philly. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox. I mean, you just drafted Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean. Darius Slade was first-team All-Pro last year at the defensive back position. So that's just a no way they win that game. You look at Washington, Nobody trusts Carson Wentz, but, I mean, Carson Wentz is playing with Anthony Gibson. He's still playing with a good running back in Anthony Gibson. Terry McLaurin that just got paid. Jahan Dotson that you just picked up from Penn State in the first round. It's going to be a tough one. I don't even need to mention 3. 4, I like that. 5 is interesting. We'll get back to that later. Dallas is Dallas. I mean, Miami, Lomas Brown talked about it. Tua Tagovailoa. He said they don't have a running game. I beg to differ. Raheem Mostert, they have a running game now.
Chase Edmonds.
Said Chase Edmonds. He brought Mikey McDonald in. This is what he did last year for the 49ers, the running game / passing game. You also bring in Tyreek Hill. Let's not forget about that. Jalen Waddle, who had 1,100 yards last year as a rookie wide receiver. Now he has a guy. There's a forgotten entity with the Dolphins as well. He's a Penn State guy by the name of Mike Gesicki. I haven't seen him drop a pass since he's been in college. Hasn't dropped anything in the NFL. He's Mr. One-Hand Catch. So it's just going to be tough sledding, with that game. Green Bay, they may fall off, but not to the Lions, the Bears. Justin Fields might be a little bit better, but I do like 2 losses against that. The problem with this is the offenses that you got them losing to are that's the issue. The Lions defense doesn't balance out those offenses that they're going to play, because you just talked about the Jets think they're going to be better than they are. They got a high-powered offense if they can put it together.
So, by my count, Maz, I don't know if you have an initial reaction or what.
I do.
What's your initial reaction?
I think you're a little too high.
Okay. On anything or just
everything.
wins?
On wins.
Okay, so
on
hear
wins.
me out here.
Strictly.
I'm
Hear me out here. I think in the Lions' 9 toughest games, Philadelphia, at New England, at Dallas, Green Bay twice, Minnesota twice, Buffalo, and Miami.
Yeah.
Got them going 3-6. Like, did they go 2-7, 1-8, heaven forbid, 0-9?
Yeah.
I just think I'd like to see him pick off a win against one win against 4 games against Green Bay and Minnesota. Can they get 1 win? Yeah. They play Green Bay twice and Minnesota twice. That's 4 games. Can they get 1 win there?
Of course.
Okay.
Here's another issue I have. This kind of just the thought process. Not even well, yes, your list is it's ridiculous, but just the concept. A lot of these wins that you have been winning, they're where, Mass? Oh, they're not at Ford Field. They're on the road.
Not the first 2.
Not the first 2, but I'm saying a lot of the wins. He has 10 wins. A lot of those are on the road. The Lions have proven over the last 20 years or so, they're not an on-the-road winning team. When the last time you seen the Lions win on the road? So now
4-4 on the road. 4-4 on the road.
Good, because I'm going to tell you, in order to do that, they have to have shown you something that lets you know that they can go to Gillette Stadium and beat New England. I don't care that New England's a mess. They're still New England. That defense still won 8 games in a row last year at some point. They still had 2 Pro Bowlers on that team. That's still their defense. They didn't make any adjustments to the defense in terms of the play calling and the coaching. That's on the road at one of the hardest places to play in the league. You got to go to MetLife twice. Those Giants fans, Jets fans are nuts. They're nuts. Green Bay, Chicago, you got to go to Miami with the heat index. I know you're looking like, it's week 8. I played in Miami in week 8. That heat index is still intense. They got to go on the road to Miami in that heat index and play there. They got to prove to you, Ryan, that they can win on the road first, because they haven't done it. They didn't do it last year. They didn't do it the year before that. They didn't do it the year before that. They didn't do it the year before that. You get where I'm going? Yep. Hasn't changed. They don't win on the road.
So just to sum it up for you, I've got them going 6-3 at home, 4-4 on the road.
Okay. Not bad.
In the Lions' 9 toughest games, 2 against Minnesota, 2 against Green Bay, Philadelphia, at New England, at Dallas, Buffalo, and Miami. I've got them going 3-6.
Yeah, that's about right.
I think they can win, like I said, 1 game of the 4 against Minnesota and Green Bay. I think they can win 1 there. I'm going to say they're going to beat New England, because I think that coaching staff is an absolute disaster in New England, and I don't think they're going to get it right.
Right.
So I think that's a win. And then the Philadelphia thing, sue me.
Yeah. It's opening day.
It is opening day. Anything can happen, and I just feel when a team beats you 44-6 one year, and then they come back the next, they're better, and they're only a 4-point favorite. That's a Vegas call for me. I think Vegas is begging you to take the Philadelphia Eagles on opening day, begging you to take them. So because of the history that I've had in the past, I am just all over the Lions in this one.
So I don't know too much about the betting lines in terms of those sneaky ones where it's like, well, they only have the Eagles, who should be favored much higher, at 4. So this is Vegas trying to set you up. So I don't know about that side of things. What I know about is, as a player, just they whooped you last year, and Jalen Hurts, who's their star, didn't even perform. He didn't even have to perform, and now he's better. And now he has another shiny new toy in A.J. Brown, who's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. So now you add that. It's going to be interesting. Do me a favor. Put up the Ryan's NFC North predictions, if you could, Fletch. Throw those up there real quick. So what is the one thing you keep telling me about? The reason why you have the Lions 10-7 is because outside of the NFC East, they have the 5th easiest schedule, right? So you know
by last year's numbers.
Okay,
yes.
by last numbers. So you know what that means? That means that the Vikings have the same easy schedule. That means that the Packers have the same easy schedule. So if you got the Packers going down, if they're not as good as they are last year, they're not going to be as good as they were last year, but they're still better than the Detroit Lions, and they're playing damn near the same schedule as the Detroit Lions. The Vikings are much improved. They got everybody healthy, new coach, new offensive system. They got everybody healthy and back, and they're going 10-7. They're playing the same, essentially the same schedule.
but like
Essential
because they were a better team last year. They have a harder schedule. I mean, they played New Orleans this year. Not on the Lions.
No quarterback.
Okay, Jameis. I'll
he's hurt.
Yeah, okay. Then they play Arizona.
Oh, really? We're gonna do this? Neither one of you believe in Arizona. Neither one of you believe in Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. So don't do that now to fit the narrative.
My two fantasy quarterbacks are Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Those are my two fantasy quarterbacks.
By default.
No. I drafted that.
That's who I'm drafted first, though, by the way. Tomorrow in my draft, Jalen Hurts is going off the board first.
But again, New Orleans, I think New Orleans is a division winner. I think they're going to win the division over Tampa Bay.
I like that.
I think Arizona, look, they're in the same division with two of the best teams in the NFC. I don't even know if they'll make the playoffs.
When's the game? When's Arizona play the Vikings?
Week 8.
Okay.
Week 8.
They're typically still good around there. They fall apart like week 13.
And then again, Indianapolis could be a wild card too.
No, that's going to be a good one.
Those are three losable games for them.
Listen, hanging with you guys all this time, you, Ryan, have talked me definitely up on my predictions for the Lions. You have. You have talked me up. Not that up, but you have talked me up. So you're doing it. You've got some great.
He does.
You got some great points.
He's come to play, and so have I. The big thing about the Detroit Lions is, what is their strong suit? It's the offense. Is their offense good enough to balance a sorry defense? Because right now their defense is sorry.
They were sorry last year, but they kept them in games.
I understand that.
And the offense is better.
Is their offense good enough to balance a sorry defense is the question I will pose to you. Because they're a good offense, a pretty good offense, which we think, by the way, we haven't seen this offense work. Like, we just say it's going to be good because of how much Taylor Decker's paid, because of how Frank Ragnow played, because Penei Sewell got good at the end, because DJ Shark made the Pro Bowl with 1,000 yards 2 years ago. 1,000 yards isn't a lot, but he snuck into the Pro Bowl. We just assume that DeAndre Swift is going to take that step. Even with that being said, it weighs heavy on you to consistently go out there and be getting first downs and doing things and then always on the field. And you get a 3 and out. And then the defense, they let the team drive down there and they score. It takes the morale from you. And that's the big thing I'm thinking about. Can the offense stay strong enough to balance that morale? Because the Lions defense is going to give up a ton of yards and a ton of points. And at some point, that offense is going to break.
Fletch put a
I saw
Twitter
it.
poll.
That's why I looked
a
it up.
YouTube poll.
I just looked
You want
at
to say it?
You please. Go ahead.
Okay. The poll was, do you agree with Ryan's predictions? There's 3 chances.
Okay.
Yes,
so
no, or poll is a clown prediction.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the one. Of course,
yes.
The option C.
No won it.
Couldn't just leave it at yes and no.
No, 47%.
They had to bring out the clown emoji.
27% agree with you.
Okay.
And clown emoji, 25%.
Well, I think because if you can take away the 10-7, if you could strip out 10-7 and peel back and understand why I'm giving you 10-7, I think it's a little bit more accepting, feasible, if you will. Now, if you want to cut out that Philadelphia game and call that a loss, that's 9-8.
Yeah.
That's 2-7 in the 9 toughest games on their schedule. Still gives you a 9-8 record. Probably in the NFC, you're fighting for a playoff berth, perhaps.
Here's a good question for you. Based on your prediction, your prediction is that they will beat the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 1 for them, which is September 11th, by the way. What if the Eagles not just win, when they win, but what if they don't just win? What if they beat the doors off the Detroit Lions, much like they did when they played them last year in whatever week it was, week 12, week 13? Does that change
Absolutely
your thought process?
It's a great question.
Does it change your thought process?
It's absolutely great. Not a good question. It's a great question.
I appreciate that.
Because I think that first game, you know, the old Don Canham, don't let a one-day story be a two-day story. Don't let one game beat you twice.
Yeah.
I think if the Lions lose to Philadelphia, they're a 6 or 7 win team.
Yeah.
I think if they beat Philadelphia, they're a 9 or a 10 win team.
Okay, I can. You know what? I can get behind that. I still disagree with you, but I can get behind the logic of that because to what you said, everybody's focusing on the 10-7. I'm not. I see what you're saying. I'm focused on the actual game by game and your knowledge on why they're going to do that. So I get that, but that's why I have to ask that question because I agree. If they go out there and lose like that, that morale is tough.
Not only morale, but you're seeing something different.
Yeah, very true.
Than what you think.
You see that you stink.
Yeah.